We've been doing a lot of homeschool this morning. It's a Monday, and I've been utilizing their little notebooks again, where I can just schedule everything out for them and make them work. So they have been, I would say, pretty busy. I mean, they're kids and they do like to sometimes, or shall we say, dilly-dal and think that they're working really hard. But if they actually paid attention to how many minutes they were actually working, it probably wasn't that crazy bad. All right, well, Maria's working on her math here. She's just kind of standing here at the kitchen counter. Peter is getting his lunch ready because of course he's 10 and starving. And we are having leftover lasagna from yesterday and leftover macaroni and cheese, and we're also having leftover hug and kiss soup, and that's going to be lunch here today. Joe is trying to get me to eat this cracker. Why don't you just eat it, honey? I don't need one right now. Mom. I don't need it, honey. You eat it up, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we have a setup here. Peter, the kids are in from outside, and so Peter wanted to make some more hot cocoa mix, and I did show this on Instagram a long time ago, but I wanted to show you guys again. And the best is to put all of your ingredients in a blender, even though like this particular dry milk is very fine. Some dry milks are a little more grainy. And it just works the best, I think. I think it works the best to add everything to a blender, blend it up. So here's what he's going to be doing. He's going to go with
1 cup dried milk, 1/3 cup cocoa powder, 1/2 cup sugar. No, then it goes salt.
Okay.
And then a pinch of salt, and then 3/4 teaspoon of dried vanilla.
Yep, the powdered vanilla.
And
we are always in awe, aren't we, of the things that you subscribers send to us. And this was one of the recent things that came in our P.O. box. It was very sweet.
Got a pinch, a smidge, and a dash.
And a dash. And this was in reference to one time Warren was making potato pancakes, and he's like, what's a dash? And so that was very nice. So Brenda, thank you. We definitely appreciate that. All right, so Peter's going to get these dishes put away, and then he is going to work on making the powder or making more hot chocolate mix. And what he's going to do is he's going to do like one batch, then he's going to do the ingredients again for a second batch and the ingredients again for a third batch, kind of in order. And that's why he has them all in order, so that he doesn't mix it up or anything. So anyway, and then I'm not sure if
so
three...
do like...
You're going to go...
all the way.
You're just going to do 3 batches. So you're going to go milk, cocoa, sugar, salt, vanilla. Then you're going to start... No, then you're going to start and you're going to go milk, cocoa, sugar, salt, vanilla, and you're going to do that again. Then you're going to put it up here on the blender, and then you're going to hit the blend and let it blend all up. I'm hoping that that amount is going to fit into, and then I'm hoping that that amount is going to fit into this jar. And so we use about 1/4 cup of the cocoa mix. I have this 2 tablespoon scoop in here, and so depending on size of mug, you know, and everybody's different. Some people like their hot chocolate stronger. God bless you. God bless you. Some people like their hot chocolate a little weaker. So whatever you like to do. And then you can go with hot water in it. Since it already has the powdered milk, you can put some milk in it. It's really creamy if you do like half milk, half hot water. All right. Cranberries are just starting to pop a little, but they're not at a low boil. Once this is at a low boil, I will start the timer for 15 minutes. Okay, so that's what it looks like. All the layers. You did 3?
Yep.
Okay, so Peter's just going to get this on, and then he's going to blend this all up until it's really well mixed. And then we will hopefully fit that into a quart jar. What do you think? I don't think it's going to fit. That's already on. All you have to do is hit this to the lower. Give it a moment. Yep. Yes, that looks delicious.
We're gonna have to maybe wait.
I'll get it. You hold this.
Maria, if I can't get it, you're not gonna get it, Maria.
They are bound and determined to...
You are not gonna
They are bound and determined to get some frozen Cool Whip out.
I can
Just don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, but I love decorating Christmas cookies.
Mm-hmm. I don't always can my cranberry sauce, but I do like to, on occasion, to have it shelf stable, especially when I want to make like maybe, like today I did 2 double batches, just because then I can have, you know, now I'll have 6 jars that will be on the shelf. They'll be shelf stable. We don't have to worry about eating them up in a couple of weeks or anything like that. Not like we wouldn't eat them up, but anyway. I also had some extra that I just put into a bowl here, and that we'll have like, I don't know, lunch today or supper or something like that. And so for canning the cranberry sauce, I water bath it for 15 minutes, and that's good. Okay, the cranberry sauce is all done. That's out of the canner. It's actually a lot later. It's like 2:18 already here in the afternoon. I finished that up before lunch, which was still a lot later than I thought. I was hoping to get it done in an hour, but you know what happened? I actually scorched a pot of cranberry sauce. Never, ever, ever have I scorched cranberry sauce. Tomato sauce? Yes. But never cranberry sauce. So that was really a bummer, which meant I had to pull out a different kettle and put that one outside and all of that. I still have to go take care of that and scrape it out for the chickens or in the woods or something like that. But Warren has told me no less than probably 50 times lately that he could really go for some cranberry cake. I haven't had cranberry cake in a long time, he said. So I thought this would be a good day to just make some cranberry cake for him. It's really quick, it's really easy. It doesn't take a whole lot of time in the oven, like 35-45 minutes. And so here's what I have. I have just some almost melted butter, 2 tablespoons. This recipe is in cookbook 1 cup of sugar. I'm gonna blend that up really well. I'm just gonna use a wooden spoon here today, but I'm gonna get that creamed up really well. I'm gonna add 1 egg and 1/2 cup of milk. Add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I always use the unbleached flour. I need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You can mix this in a bowl separately, or what I like to do is just sprinkle it evenly over the flour. That way I don't have to dirty up another dish. And look at this. I have my little pinch. Where's my pinch? I have my little teaspoon that says pinch of sugar. Or sorry, salt. That was a pinch of salt. Now I'll get that mixed. Add in 2 cups of cranberries. I always like to use whole cranberries so you get that good pop of tartness. If you don't like that pop of tartness, chop up your cranberries. That will help them to kind of get like that sugar from the batter infused into them a little bit more and make them not quite so tart. But kind of like when you have a piece of pie, you want to know you had a piece of pie. That's kind of how it is with cranberry desserts around here. If you're going to have a cranberry dessert, you want to know that it's actually cranberry. All right, that mixes up really quick and easy. I'm going to get my cranberries out. One and 2. I just stepped aside to preheat the oven to 375. And I'm just going to kind of mix these cranberries in here. It's going to make the dough really stiff. Whenever you work with a frozen fruit, it definitely stiffens up the dough. So you kind of want to get it mixed up quickly before it's too stiff to even work with. There we go, that's pretty stiff already. I'm just gonna butter my pie plate here real quick. I'm just going to use my fingers to push this into the pie plate. Just kind of spread it out as even as you can. This dough, like I said, it's pretty firm and it's pretty cold. It's pretty stiff. So, all right, that looks really good. Now, I'm gonna lick my fingers, wash my hands, wait for the oven to preheat to 375 and put this in for about 35 minutes, and then I'll check it, see if it needs to go longer, all the way up to 45 minutes. You don't want to be shy on the baking time for cranberry cake. The crust or the, like the top is going to get very golden brown, but you want to make sure that it gets done in the middle, because otherwise if you don't, when you take it out and it starts to cool, it's going to sink in the center. It's just going to be too soggy. So you just saw in a video not too awful long ago, it was the Cranberry, it was the Women of Faith collaboration with Darlene from Super at 60 and Leslie from A Farming Pastor's Wife. And we did a collaboration of cranberry recipes. If you have not watched their videos, you should go and do that right now. They have really just good recipes, great to be in their kitchen. They're just fun ladies. And in that video, even though it's not cranberry, I happened to make Skedaddles for our harvest party. And I'm pretty sure that the kids didn't have enough Skedaddles that day. And so since I'm making cranberry cake, which I know that Joe is not a big fan of, and I also know Maria is not a big fan of that, I thought I'd make some Skedaddles because I think they both like Skedaddles. And seeing that the oven is going to be occupied with the cranberry cake, this is something that I can just make on a stove top. It's a no bake. And I said this in the last one, but the recipe calls for 2 cups of chow mein noodles, and I measured out 2 cups, and it wasn't this full container, but I really felt like they needed more chow mein noodles. I typed this, I added this recipe to the cookbook exactly the way my mom had it written, and so I just felt like once you take them out of the can where they're kind of compressed and settled in, it's probably more like 3 cups of Skedaddles, but I'm just using the whole can. And then I'm also going to use 1 cup of marshmallows, which I'm not even going to measure because, they're marshmallows. This is a forgiving recipe. And also, if you check that video and you read in the you read down in the comments, there are so many comments from you all about how you make Skedaddles or how you call them haystacks and use different kinds of chips. Many of you mentioned that you use butterscotch chips and chocolate chips. Many mentioned about using pretzel sticks and peanuts. I'm trying to think what else there were. I'm not going to change it up today. I do feel like I would love them with butterscotch chips and peanuts. But since I'm really making these for the kids, I'm going to keep it just the way I normally make it. I'm measuring out 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to use a 1/2 cup of regular milk just because I don't want to use my evaporated milk up right now because I want to save that for pumpkin pie. So I'm using regular milk in this. I've never done that. I'm guessing it's going to be fine, but we'll see. I'm going to take this over to the stovetop and bring this to a boil. Okay, now that this came to a full rolling boil, I'm going to add in the chocolate chips, which is about 1/2 of a bag of chocolate chips, and just kind of stir those until they are dissolved, until they are melted. Okay, I can see that using the regular milk, the chocolate does not quite melt the way it normally does. Did I say chocolate milk? The evaporated milk. All right. Oh, I guess it's okay. I guess it's okay. I just had to use a whisk. It does say to let this stand for 15 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to give it a full 15 because I'm sometimes a little impatient like that. But I am going to go and sort laundry. Joe collected laundry for me before he just went outside again. So I'm going to go sort up the laundry and get a load of laundry going. And then that's probably going to take me about, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes. And I'll be back to finish up the Skedaddles. Okay, that didn't take real long. Look at my whisk. What happened to this? Very, very interesting. I bet one of the kids could tell me. And in case you were wondering, it was a load of darks. That's what I needed to do, was a load of darks. So I put those in. That only took a couple minutes. So I'm noticing that the evaporated milk must be a little bit thicker than 2% milk, because this seems a little bit more liquidy than normal, but they'll set up just fine and taste delicious. They're gone. I would like to thank Gigalumi for sending me these beautiful, beautiful LED solar garden lights, and so easy to put together. Remove the top, pull the little plastic piece out so that the battery connects, turn it to the on position, reassemble the top piece, put the stake on if you plan on using the stake, and then put these into the location of your choosing. The ideal outdoor location is a place where it receives at least 8 hours of full and direct sunshine each day. Now, you know I'm in Wisconsin and it is November and we are getting quite the snowstorm today. So finding sunshine at this time of the year for us gets a little bit tricky, but I am confident that following the instructions and after 24 hours, these are going to be beautifully lit up and light our path for, for these long, long winter nights that we get. I'm not sure if there's ever a time that there is not a tractor or a payloader or something going by my house. I thought this location on my front porch was the perfect spot to hang these copper looking lights, just because, in the summer I always have my big, beautiful flower baskets hanging here, but I don't really put anything there come fall and winter. And so this would just be a really, really pretty place to have a little bit of light. And this does get the west sun. So I'm hoping, even with our dark and dreary Wisconsin winters, that I will still get enough sunlight to activate the solar panel. Gigalumi is dedicated to sustainable energy. They are also dedicated to offering beautiful products. The setup and the installation of these lights could not be any easier. I've had a number of the discount dollar store lights, and literally those lights fall apart as you're trying to install them, at least the lights that I have had. All right, we've got payloader in the background again. There's a whole lot of wood cutting going on here today. Well, if I can do this in our Wisconsin, this isn't even a snowstorm, but just a light snow here today, then anybody can manage this. This is such an easy way. I feel like I'm actually decorating for Christmas. I am going to have to trim back these spireas. They need to be trimmed back every year anyway, but I am going to come out later with a nipper. Well, not later. I have to go make supper, but tomorrow I'm going to come out with a nipper. I am going to nip around that one to make sure that that one is out in the light, so it is getting the sun. This is the south side of our house, so it should get some nice winter sun. And I can't wait to show you guys the lights tonight. So I'm going to leave a link in the description box below for you guys to go to Gigalumi and check out all of their outdoor solar lighting. And let me know, oh my goodness, like what would you pick? What would you pick? The hanging lanterns, the ones that go in, they have some little flowered, almost like look like little colored flower fairy lights that are really cute. But yeah, check out that link in the description box below and let me know what you would pick. So I do need to get in and get some roasted potatoes going in the oven. I have some red potatoes. I want to cube those up and put some seasoning, a little bit of oil, and get those into the oven. But since I'm outside, and Peter and Maria and Joe, they were out for a long time this afternoon. But I'm just going to quick check if there's any eggs. Hey, you guys laid me 3 eggs. Awesome. Not exactly where I want them, but I'll take them. For supper tonight, we are going to do like the pre-made burger patties. They come in a box. That's what we're going to do for supper tonight on the grill. And then also, and yes, I know it's snowing and it's cold, but that's just kind of how we roll here. And I'm also going to put these potatoes in to roast at 400 degrees, and they're probably going to take anywhere from, I would say, about 40 minutes or so. I'll flip them at about the 20-minute mark or so, let them go for another, 20, 25, 30 minutes. It really just kind of depends on how quickly you're cooking. Sometimes potatoes cook faster than other times, and it's just the way it is. So all I did was season up these red potatoes with some olive oil, and then I also put on a little bit of seasoned salt, a light sprinkling of this garlic and herb seasoning, as well as some ground pepper. It's nearly 6 o'clock and supper is coming together nicely. We are just doing the burgers. Warren is out grilling burgers right now. And then I have just kind of all the fixings here. One of the things that I love to do is make a Western burger. So I have the sharp cheddar cheese on some of those patties. And then this is like a cowboy candy. So it's kind of a sweet and spicy jalapeno relish. I guess you wouldn't call it a relish because it's not all ground up, but anyway, I love that with the cheese, and then with the French fried onions, you get that salty and that sweet and the spicy. And it's just so good. And then to top it off, barbecue sauce. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Over here, I have the potatoes. They just came out of the oven, and yeah, they got like a nice little browning on them. And then we also have some green beans. Well, we are all done with supper and everybody is stuffed. That just turned out to be a really good meal tonight on a cold, blustery night. This is the cranberry cake here. So Warren and Sam, they both had some cranberry cake. And I just wanted to show you how, see, it definitely gets pretty dark around the edges, especially where there's a cranberry. It bursts and it does kind of get a little bit burnt. Well, not a little, kind of burns around the edges, but you really, really want to bake it long enough so the center is nice and done. Okay, I also want to just give you the verdict. I know this doesn't look very pretty anymore here, but do not use milk. That is what I found out. The milk just does not set up. See, if I touch that chocolate right there, it just doesn't set up the way the evaporated milk does. And you can tell too that a lot of the chocolate kind of got thin and sort of dripped down towards the bottom. Still delicious. I mean, the kids were gobbling these up here after supper, but they don't set up properly, so no on the milk. Well, the night's not over yet, so we are actually going to settle in for this game Splendor.
I got it for my birthday from one of my friends.
This game is just, what would you say is like, you have to collect gems and you have to get 15 gems, right? Or 15 points. You have to get 15 points. 15 points, yes. So we're just going to settle in for this game tonight, and that is going to wrap up the night then.